it is 6:30 and I call our meeting to order. We do have an agenda addition. It's going to be down in our agenda as item 13A, Climate Action Office Pilot Program. And so that will be on our agenda for after 13. Okay. Now, approval for Selectboard Minutes of December 1st, 2025.
I move that we approve them as written.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Please look them over. All those in favor of approving the minutes?
There you go. Aye, thank you.
Aye.
Aye.
And let's see what we have. Next here we have approval of the pay orders as of December 16th, 2025 in the amount of $39,403.79.
Move to approve the pay orders of December 16th, 2025 in the amount of $39,403.79.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Please look them over. All those in favor of approving the pay orders?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Road Commissioners report.
Alrighty. Are the patches here? I'm gonna address that first, but I guess they're not here.
Green Hill Lane?
Yes.
We are a little bit early.
It's, a little early. Alright, well, we've been doing a little bit of maintenance down the shop on different things. We found out that the tires on Charlie's truck weren't the best for the winter use, so I would like to take some of the money that we have allotted for the 14 Kenworth to buy a set of tires for Charlie's truck. I sent Sandy a price on them tonight. It's just under $3,900 for a set of tires and rims. They're Recon rims. So what they can do is switch them out. They're studded snows. Switch them out. That's what we used to run 5 or 6 years ago, and we kind of got away from them. Now I think we should go back to them. But I thought I'd run that by you before I ordered them.
So we're taking the money that we had allotted to the 2014, is that the?
Yep, $6,500 for maintenance fees.
Okay.
So it's just like we're just transferring it over to the wall,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
And I'm sorry, Charlie's truck is?
The Volvo.
The Volvo.
Okay.
So are we good with that? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
We're good with that.
I'll order those up tomorrow.
Okay.
The other question on that is, some of the people down street on the corners, the businesses and the old folks home, a little bit of complaining about the slush and snow on the roads on 7 and 140 East. I talked to the state tonight on that. That is their roads. We have no control over it, per se, for the town. But they said that we could go ahead and work a little bit on the corners and clean them up somewhat, pile the snow, and at some point, if we needed help moving it away, they had a place to dump it and a place that we could truck it to, and they'd help.
And is this the state?
The state. They were just trying to do this without, years ago, they used to haul it all away. They used to clean all the corners and stuff. They'd come in at
Right.
midnight, 1 o'clock, and do it at night. Their budget's not allowing that anymore, so. But I thought for the townspeople, you know, businesses in town, it would at least, if we could clean them up, and then maybe, I guess there's an issue with the sidewalks too.
Yes.
That's kind of out of our hands. I think we need the fire district to take care of that.
So we have to contact the fire district on that, and
I have.
also, I had a question on the sidewalks. They've been plowing well, but I don't know if they've been, sanding. And I think they just got a new sander, but I don't know if it was used on this last snowfall that we got, and if they can, I would request that they sand the sidewalks as well, because they get very, very slick.
They didn't come down for any sand, did they, Steve? Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember
So
seeing
they
them down
sanded
there
the
once,
last
but
time?
I don't remember the last time they come down.
No, I don't.
Right, so that's my concern. It doesn't seem like they've been sanded. They've been plowed but not sanded.
Yeah.
And the minute that top coat of snow's gone, it's just sheer ice. And
Oh, I know, this is weather, the ground's not, it's freezing thawing, so.
Yeah, they're well aware of the sidewalk issue.
Okay,
Get a little
Because
salt too,
the
sprinkle
The
it.
owner of the block, Michelle Kenny,
Doesn't hurt, get it.
sent me an email and I forwarded it to them,
and
and
that was
then,
CC'd on it too. I saw that email.
and
as
then
well.
Monica went into their office to talk about the sidewalks, so they're well aware of it.
Well, good, okay. And I was just gonna say that right up above, the market, right above the block, the next house next to the market, for some reason there is a ton of slush on the road right in front of that house. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, somebody pruned those 2 crab trees. I have no idea who, and left the brush there.
Because it's covered in, it looks like the stuff on the road, or it's all piled on the sidewalk.
No, it was a pruning, they just, I don't know if it was in the sidewalk, but it was all around the base of the tree when I saw it.
Okay,
Two trees. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we've got the SWAT team out looking for them.
Okay,
The other question that the state had is the parking ban. He said there's a lot of vehicles on 140 and 7 that aren't supposed to be there. So that's another issue that's making it really tough to plow. So I don't know if we can put on Front Porch Forum
yes,
or something, so they're not,
because I don't think people are aware there is a parking ban.
no, I don't think there's much signage left down there.
I don't see any
Not even
signage
down
there
there,
for a parking ban.
No. You know, it's not to be mean or anything, I know they got parked somewheres, but at least with the storms, if they could find a driveway to park in.
Well, that's the whole thing, and many communities do that, they have a parking
Oh, yeah.
ban, and
Yeah.
people know about it, and they know that they need to move during those times, so
Yeah.
yes, that would be very helpful.
I don't think there's much else we got left, other
Are the
than,
patches here?
that's what I asked.
Okay.
So Phil, when you're talking about
You
before,
know
like,
that Jill put in the newsletter that just went out to everybody, a big snow plow with a reminder of the parking ban.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
So,
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Jill.
It's going in the next one too.
so Phil,
perfect.
when you were talking about plowing around a corner, do you mean like where the market is and it starts to go up 140 and there's a
Yeah,
little.
and John,
Yeah.
state has control of the white snow plowing to the white line. So anything that's after the white line is sort of,
Ours.
yeah, ours. I was down at the restaurant eating this weekend and,
Yeah.
I mean, there was 4 feet of slush down
Yeah.
there for
Yes.
these people. And it's hard, it's not like it's soft slush.
No,
either.
it's
right,
hard
yeah.
slush.
So, you know, maybe I told them we'd scrape it up, put it in a pile, so it didn't make a big high mound by the corners, so they could still see, kids could see around it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when it got to the point where it needs to be removed, we'd remove it, and they would
Okay.
help. So,
Okay,
yeah, well, it just seems like for what little teeny bit of snow we had, that's an awful mess down there this year.
Yeah.
yes,
And there's 4 businesses and,
yes.
and, you know, the old folks home.
And lots of
Library.
pedestrian traffic
Library.
down there. Yep, library,
Basically,
lot,
all four corners
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
tagged.
yes, yep. Okay,
Coming off the road, you take it coming off the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
You know, what do you do?
does anybody else have anything else for the road commissioners?
I don't,
So, are we gonna clean it up?
yeah, the state,
Move it somewhere?
well, the state said we could push it up into piles and leave it till it got to the point where we need to move it. And when we move it, I know one of the issues was we never had a good place to dump it. And they said they would take care of dumping it. We
I'm
could,
just thinking about
they'd
where
have a
you're gonna
place.
put what you move right now, before they get here. Where you gonna put
We'll
it?
just push it up into the corners, so they at least have an area there to drive off, get off the edge of the road a little more. Just putting people right out into the travel portion of the road
Yeah,
when they're parking.
good.
Used to put it down by the bridge.
You can't do that anymore.
Can't?
You
You can't dump it in there.
can't be by a creek where it can melt and run into the creek.
Oh, no. That's good.
So we gotta, the state says they have spots we can dump snow.
Okay,
We're good, I'm good.
You wanna say anything about Green Hill? Is that done?
Green Hill, oh, no, I thought patches were coming, that's what I was
Looks
waiting
like
for
they're
them.
not coming.
Oh. I went down and looked at Green Hill Lane. Lawrie had gone off and the side of the road slid to the ditch. They did some cleanup, plowed what they could of the turnaround, and then they went back and cleaned the turnaround up. I was there the next day. I saw no issue with it. Trying to figure out what their issue is, because they go down and come off to the right of it. On the very last driveway, they're not the straight driveway, they're the one to the right. I didn't see an issue there. It was turned around. What happens is sometimes Lawrie she plows in and backs out and plows the other way in, then backs out. Steve goes down and cleans it up a lot of times after the storm, or Charlie does, with a loader or Lawrie. And then that day, they did need to sand it. I was down there, it needed to be sanded. But they were all out sanding that day anyways. And other than that, I don't know.
Is there an agreement that we plow up to the cul-de-sac, or are we supposed to?
No, we plow the cul-de-sac. Yeah. The problem going down is as you go down to the cul-de-sac, their driveway veers off just a little bit to the right. And what happens is the snow gets stumped over there because they're one-way plows. Now she's running a two-way plow. She's gonna try to roll it and get it away from the mailboxes and the entrance, because there's a right-hand entrance, one straight ahead, so it all has to be worked to the left. Really can't be done until they either go down with a loader or a smaller vehicle that has a little more maneuverability than a dump truck.
Enough room down there for a big truck.
Yeah, it's just, there's not.
There's
Those,
a lot of places like that.
yeah.
She's just gonna figure out how to work that lever when she gets down there.
And roll the snow the other way until she can get back and clean it up. That's all.
okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. We are now on to honorable mentions. To Karen Smith for her working on the Town Hall food shop. The Conservation Commission for packaging the Stone Meadow honey with tags in memory of Jane Quigley for sale at Town Hall. Do we have public here for public comments? No.
We were just listening to the Green Hill Lane thing.
Okay. Any questions for that? No. Okay. Okay, great. We are on to the fiscal year 27 budget, Gilbert Hart Library request, and we have a guest.
That's me. Hello, everyone. I brought some handouts. There you go. Here's a copy of just some informational statistics from our calendar year.
Thanks.
This past year. And I know you all have a copy of our budget presented. And this year we are asking for an additional $5,000. So last year We asked for $47,000. This year, we're asking for $52,000. That is obviously a $5,000 increase. Those increases for us are very specifically in our salaries. We're looking at a $4,300 increase in our salaries this year. Along with that, there's a $350 increase to our payroll taxes, which include the child care tax. We also are looking at a known increase of $580 in our building insurance that's coming. So we're looking at additional increases above that $5,000, and obviously, much like the rest of the community, we're also concerned with those increases that we don't know about. Obviously, with whether it's costs around the building or costs around everything that we need day to day to run the library. But we are very excited to report some great new things that are happening in the new year. On Wednesdays, we will be opening, we're shifting our hours to be open from 1 to 7, so we're going to be going back to one evening a week, which we're really looking forward to. Our children's story hour is starting again. That's starting on Monday, the 12th of January. So both of these things are happening in the new year. And as you'll see in the information I shared, we have some goals to increase our community programs and to increase our patronage in the library. And we're looking forward to hopefully getting more people in the library.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any questions?
So, Kristin, you ended up with net loss last year, and you're projecting one.
We are. One of our goals is certainly to work towards having a balanced budget, but my understanding is that for years that the budget has been running on a net loss that's made up in some of our savings and investment accounts, so that there has been an opportunity to do that. And also, we really can't from year to year know exactly how fundraising is going to play out and how that's going to look. So there have been years where we have had to take from our savings to make that downfall. But our goal is certainly moving forward to be working towards getting a balanced budget.
We didn't issue guidelines for a percentage increase for inflation or anything to anyone submitting budgets. But this represents a 10% increase requested.
10%?
That's a lot. It's beyond our ability, If we did that across every budget,
Right.
we would not have the money to cover the budget.
Well, if I may speak to that.
Yes.
One of the things that we did last year, it started last year, Sue, who is our primary librarian, she received her librarianship certificate, and we have made 2 increases to get her the appropriate cost of living increase. She was, by the standards of someone in a similar position across the state, being underpaid, and she is an absolute invaluable asset to the library, and so we wanted to make sure that we were doing what we needed to do to step up to make sure that she was getting paid what is obviously a living wage and what is a going rate across the state that we saw.
Could you speak to how you divide the 2 librarians in terms of hours?
So Sue, the librarian, is there on a salary. She's got a salaried position. She's salaried at 30 hours per week. And Wendy, who is the library director, she's generally, she's not salaried, she's hourly, and she's usually clocking about 5 hours a week. Sometimes more. In the summer, she clocks more for when she does summer programming and things like that.
And how many hours does Wendy do?
5.
5.
About 5, yeah.
So yeah, it looks like the main increase here is salaries.
Yes.
You had a big maintenance project, I mean, because the lights in the ceiling.
Correct, yes, the lights in the ceiling above the circulation desk
Right.
are now complete.
Right.
We are hoping to move into doing a similar project in the non-fiction room, which is the first room on your right when you walk into the library. We imagine that we're going to meet the same challenges. The goal would be to replace the lights. We are moving towards greening those lights. There are still old fluorescent, lights in there, and the goal is to replace them all with LED fixtures and bulbs. We are concerned that we're gonna have the same problem with the ceiling. What happened is they went up into the ceiling to take the lights down, and very quickly the plaster and the lathe it was a little compromised. More than a little compromised. And so they did go in, and we did get two estimates, and we went with Green Mountain Drywall, and they did the repairs to the ceiling.
Okay.
So we are anticipating that we would have to do the same when we do the non-fiction room as well.
Is that part of the budget then, that, like, you were able to cover that repair this year into?
We were indeed, yes. So there's $10,000 built in for building maintenance, and the lighting plan is part of that. We may have to do additional fundraising to look at how the ceiling is going to be addressed.
Well, what was budgeted covered the repairs for this last?
Yes, so it was a combination of what was budgeted. The Friends of the Library also gave a bit of money that covered some part of that, so.
Okay. And we have how much we gave the library last year, and that was the 47. And that was an increase. Last year as well, so yeah, I think we do have to be mindful of how much that is.
It was 41, I believe, just
Yes.
5 years ago, so it's
Yes.
a significant growth curve.
Yes. Yes, it was 41 5 years ago? Yes.
Well, we have you captive here.
Yes, please.
I understand that Mr. Galliano has left the board,
He has, yes,
so he was our liaison.
correct.
And we're interested in having a liaison.
Wonderful.
Sit with the trustees. So apparently you need to notify us that there's a vacancy.
Got it.
And that activates us.
And I know that when Todd was appointed as that liaison previously, that was the first time that I had experienced that process. And my understanding was that I guess there was some back and forth between whether or not the board wanted to appoint someone or whether they were willing to look at the current board members and have a volunteer from the current board membership that was open to doing that. So yes, indeed, we do have a vacancy, and we are currently in the process of onboarding some new additional board members. We have 3 folks that are interested, and so hopefully we'll be in a perfect position to have someone who's interested in being the board liaison. And so I'm happy to come back to the next meeting, or however it is that you'd like to move forward with that.
I think generally we've put out a call, haven't we?
What's that?
We've asked the public, let it be known that if somebody is interested in serving as the liaison.
Well, from what I understand for the past history on the liaison, there was a 5-year span where there was no liaison. In the pretty recent.
It was longer than that.
No, it was 5 years because Pat Pranger went ahead and served both on the select board and as the liaison to the select board. Because she was a member of the select board already, she was serving as a liaison as well.
That came to my attention
Yes.
too, but I emailed Pat today and she said she never served in that role
As a liaison?
as liaison to the trustees. There is reference in some of the emails to
40
the
years ago,
vacancy
there was nobody
created.
serving liaison on anybody,
That's right.
And I don't remember the last time we talked to a
And then,
liaison
and then the
from the
last
library.
liaison we had was Todd, who was a volunteer from the from the library, so I think it's kind
We certainly
of,
can summon somebody anytime.
My questions
If we
around
have a
this are,
question.
because I really want to support the library,
Yes.
but I'd also like to support a much more active communication between the library and the select board.
Okay.
So that we can provide support, we can, we're in the know, you know, we're kind of aware of what the issues are, and they're aware of what our constraining issues are too, so that's where my interest is in getting a new person identified and in that role. We need a job description. We can develop it with the library, not that it would be something we do and send to you.
Well, I appreciate that.
So just because I'm new to the budget process and something like this, do we make decisions on this department or this allocation now? or-
yes.
You make them now and change your mind later. You know, don't worry. I move we go with the increase.
It's a big increase.
Nope, nobody? No second?
Oh, do we want a second, does anybody want to second that?
Anybody want a second that would give them the
Well, I'll
increase?
second that. Then we have discussion, right?
Yes, so we have discussion.
I think it's a great, I think that there is new leadership, and I can tell just by walking in there that this is a center for more and more library functions, especially if they're gonna be open in the evening. That's a treasure, and
Right.
I'm gonna vote for it.
Well, I just want to bring up that in the fiscal year '24 budget, the request was 40,000. The budget was 40, then in fiscal year '25 it was 42. And now for '26 it's 47.
It was 25 once too.
No, it's 50
Just like
something.
the rescue squad was $6,000.
Oh, so I see, so,
That was this
It
year,
goes
and
up.
then they want.
Everything goes up.
yes, and then for, I guess it's just a little bit off in what the figures are here, but the past, before the 47, it was 42, and then 40. So we gave a $5,000 increase last year, and now another 5,000 is being asked. I sort of going, if we sort of midline that and made it 25, I don't know what people would think of that.
You're reducing it?
Yeah, that if we went with 49.5
Oh,
instead of the 52.
I was going to suggest a 5% increase,
Which would
just,
be what?
well, I'd have to do the math. I need a calculator. It would
It
be,
would be close to what
What's
I
it,
just said,
47?
It would be
because
very
I
close.
halved it, and you said that this was 10%, so that would be a 5% instead of a 10%. Not because we don't want to, but because it's just, everyone is asking for,
I disagree. And you
I understand.
gotta, if you're gonna do that, you have to
Yes.
vote down my motion.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
you want to call the vote?
Let's call a vote.
So we're talking about doing what Kristen's asking for is roughly a 10%
Roughly 10.
and we're talking about giving a 5%
Yeah,
increase.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, so, all those in favor of the increase of 5,000 to 52,000, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Nay. Okay, and I think, do we need to do a hand vote, or it sounded like it was,
So Rob was the only one that said yes.
I think so, yes. Okay. And so now a new, motion. I make a motion to increase the Gilbert Hart Library budget to, by $2,500 to $49,500. Second that.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, so, I'm sorry, it's not as much, but we are increasing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on.
Works here.
Great. We are now on to the Wallingford rescue request. And we have our Davenport here.
So this year we're requesting level funding of $25,000, 15 to be put in our general fund and 10,000 to be put in our ambulance replacement fund.
And that's level funding from last year?
That's level funding.
Okay.
Did that 10,000 go into just a reserve fund for future purchase of an ambulance, or are you paying for one that you already bought?
It's future purchase. Right now, actually, we just purchased we're getting rid of our 2000 van front. We just purchased, hopefully tomorrow morning, a second-hand ambulance from Regional Ambulance Service. They just got 2 brand new ambulances in. So we're replacing that, which will give us, I think, probably about 20,000 after that purchase in our reserve fund.
We approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
He's lucky he's level funding.
All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Go. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's only
Thank you.
$2,000 a cookie.
Yeah.
Look at that. What a deal. Okay, thank you.
Good holidays, Eric, thank you.
Okay. Fiscal year 27 budget highway. Okay.
Did we get a budget from highway?
Nope, I'm working on it right now, so we'll just go line by line in.
Okay.
Welcome to highway budgeting.
Okay.
Just,
So for line 5801, Elfin Lake salaries.
Kathy.
Oh, I'm in the wrong thing, sorry.
Kathy.
Wait a minute, that wasn't on my budget.
No,
Let's move over to.
I'm sorry. So fiscal year 27 highway, and we have to look at,
So just start with 5301.
Yep, great answer.
okay. Yours or mine? Can I take a peek on yours? Can we share? Because I can't seem
We
to.
can
I
share.
have this, but I can't seem to find that.
That's okay.
So we're gonna start at 5301. What's the budget figure for that?
Level budget that, I see I don't think there's any variables in that speak of. For the garage expenses, maybe the fuel doesn't come out of that.
So let's see.
So we
where
were,
it
but the
is.
actual was just over 10,000 last year?
15.4.
I'm looking at the actual, that's
Oh,
it.
that's
Actual
what we
is
spent.
10,295 DC. Is that it?
I think so.
Thank you, I'll take some.
There you go, so you can write down better.
Thank you so much, I'm sorry about
Anytime.
Okay. So let's see, what's been paid on that so far?
It's only at like 10% right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's at 10% right now. And we're how far into the year?
6 months,
6
right?
months.
Well, this is through the end of November, right?
Yes,
5
I
months
think
in.
you're right, yeah, it's not through December's down.
No,
So you're
it's
actually
not through
5 months,
December.
you're 5 months into it. Your money months are coming, I would presume.
Right, I mean, you're not paying yet for oil and all the big fuel expenses, diesel expenses.
Do you think this can be lowered at all?
Well, we're not to the expensive
That's
part of the
separate.
year yet, so we
Yeah.
can't really compare to where
Because
we're at right
last-
now.
Last year was 10,295. That's, I'm wondering if we could go to either 12 or 13. I mean, any amount that we can save would be
Yeah.
helpful.
I'm looking at the budget versus actual for last year.
Yeah.
And they were a little bit over budget, but I'm looking at what was the big line items, and one of the big ones was the 2014 Kenworth truck that we went way over budget
Yeah,
for, 'cause-
and you're already way over budget on the 16.
yeah. But we don't have but the 2014 is not an issue anymore, right? We've got the,
No, that's gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So,
The issue that I see, and believe me, I'm not the select board, if you start cutting corners here and then have an issue, you don't have any fallback anywhere else. You know, that's, cutting a few pennies here isn't gonna amount to
Right.
anything.
Right. Especially since we had a surplus of $137,000 last year. Surplus.
So we had a highway surplus?
No, the whole
No.
town.
The whole
Oh,
town.
yeah.
this,
Yeah, off of last year.
I do remember one more question I do
it
have
came
on
with
the
the packet. was not-
road report. We already this year run out twice of fuel oil in the shop.
Yep.
Steve has had to pump off our fuel tank, pump it into another tank, then pump it into that tank. Then he has to bleed all the furnaces and the pumps. My suggestion is Marcel is there every week, let him take care of it.
Okay.
I don't feel that he should have to be doing the fuel company's job. I think Marcel's there every week, let him take care. I don't know if there may be a few penny difference in price, but Howard's there every week, checks the tanks, tops them off, makes sure they're full with storms. Every week he's there.
Okay.
All right,
I mean, that
I would
makes
tell
sense.
them to take care of that.
So now back to 5301, do we want to level fund this? Yes?
I mean, I don't know if it makes any difference, but that came in under and some of the maintenance came over, so I'm wondering if I don't know if it makes any difference with a line item, but to take a couple thousand from here and put it in a maintenance item?
That's what I'm saying, it washes at the end.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth moving those
That's why I say
numbers.
level fund it, leave it alone.
Okay.
And there is gonna be some that I wanna go up on, but
Yeah,
that's-
Okay.
I got
It's
you.
just, something like that, you could have a furnace go out down there, burn up, and then there goes your budget.
Right. I
It's
just, like, I just don't know if it's worth, like, taking 3,000 out of that line item and adding it into the maintenance on the 2016. It just doesn't, that seems like a lot of numbers moving around for no real,
Or then there's something be wrong with something
yeah, because we can't really
Yeah.
predict where those
Okay.
things are
Right.
gonna hit, yeah.
So
And
Yeah, your
that's,
compressor's
we need our
down
roads.
right now.
Yeah.
let's move
That
on
was under
then.
this
So we're level
miscellaneous
funding
equipment.
that?
We're level
So let's
funding
level
that
fund
one.
that.
Let's move on to 5302.
Let's level fund that, right now we have a compressor down, we're working on that, so.
Are we good with that? To level fund?
I think we should pick out the things that we want to change, because I'm good with almost all of these.
Okay.
All of these.
Well,
Well, I'm
We
gonna,
better go line by line.
I'm gonna change a few.
Huh?
I'm gonna change some of them,
okay.
Yes.
hopefully.
So,
Now we're on the Caterpillar.
Yes, we
So now
need
the
to go line by
Caterpillar
line.
was over. 5308 was over.
yes.
That one was over a little bit.
So the 5308 Caterpillar backhoe,
We budgeted that at 25, I think it should be 3, because it's getting older and it's gonna have issues.
are we good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
So 3.
Can I get a pen? Let's do it. Let's see.
5310 Sanders plows.
Couple thousand, we're probably still good with that, aren't we, Steve?
Yeah.
I don't think we need to change that at all.
Knock on wood, everything's working.
5314 hired equipment.
I would leave that alone.
Well, yeah,
I don't think we used a little of it this year and that's,
well, you got the TIF road bill and that's $6,000, so, and
Yeah.
that'll go out of that line item.
that'll go on to hard equipment, yep.
Yes.
I think that flat budgeting, that, usually 50% of that is used for mowing.
That's what, my next question is that, where's the mowing come out of?
That comes out of that, and we broke down again this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More tractors.
I don't think we
Right.
should change that one.
Okay.
So, I think that should be left alone.
But is that okay? Is that enough to cover our mowing? 'Cause,
Yes,
okay.
yeah, I don't foresee any issues with mowing and unless something road-wise goes wrong.
Okay.
5315 diesel fuel.
I would leave that at what it is. It's pretty much balanced the last year. It hasn't gone up or down much.
Are we good with that? Mm-hmm. Gasoline.
I would leave that about the same. Eventually we'll have a pickup that runs a little better and we'll be using it more.
5317 tree service landscaping.
There's one thing that emerald ash borer is
Yes.
in Wallingford and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And all of the ash trees are going to die. And that doesn't mean we have to do something about it this year.
Okay.
But I would put it back to 3250.
Okay.
That was a year
The
ago.
3250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we good with that?
Just because the additional tree work that's gonna,
Huh?
the additional tree work that's gonna have to happen?
Well, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, already, before, when I put that thing in, about public trees, if you wanna know, well, could you take these, with, and I put something in the town report about it, so people are gonna, be aware
Okay.
anyway. So we'll see what kind of activity, but, mostly my idea is take them down when they die.
Yeah.
So 5317 is 3250?
3250 for 5317.
Thank you.
You did get my report.
Not yet.
Oh, no?
Okay. 5318 winter sand.
Okay, we'll do that later.
I would leave that alone. Until Mother Nature does something for us and changes our mind, I'd leave that there.
Okay.
Say, the salt, that went up, what, $9 a ton?
Yep.
I think on the salt, we need to, what was our balance last year?
I mean, you were about 7,000 under last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a mild winter.
Yeah.
So I'd leave it alone this year.
Okay.
But I think another year, they're gonna increase, I'm guessing another $7 to $10 a ton next year.
Wow.
And you're gonna end up having to pick up the difference. Hopefully we have a mellower.
So for 5319 level fund at 45.
Yes.
5320 chloride.
You guys get, it looks like you didn't get any chloride, is that because
You
you're,
get one pallet a year usually, right, Steve?
yeah,
Just a pallet. And that's roughly what a pallet is, within a few dollars.
So level fund that.
Yes,
5321 culverts.
yep.
It was a little bit above.
That's, we level funded 9,000, right?
Yes.
That will do it this year, I think we can get away
Okay.
with that.
Do you have some left over?
Yeah, it's a little, what, 200 and something dollars, I think there was.
Okay.
I mean, just culvert stock.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
5322 oil and grease.
I would leave that
Budgeted?
alone. I think we're gonna be okay on that unless
Leave it at
something major
25?
happens.
Okay. 5324 blades, chains and shoes.
Judge, good gravel.
Skip gravel.
Oh, I'm sorry. 5323, yeah, there might have been a reason why I skipped that one. 125,000, and that's been level funded.
We'll leave that alone.
Okay. 5324, blades, chains, and shoes.
You gonna be all right on that, Steve, at 25? I don't know what you pay. I know you bought some shoes and stuff for the
It
new
looks like the
lot.
actual was close to 4. Will 25 do?
Yeah.
So 25 is good. Okay. Level funding. 5325 paving. Last year it was budgeted for 95.
Yeah,
85 last year.
What do you have?
Well, it looks like the budget for 24-25 was 85. The actual was $46 over that. The budget for 25-26 was 95. What's the thought for this year?
well, I'd like to go 5 more. I'd like to go to 100,000 on paving.
How,
Where are we at with that right now?
Well, we have,
We spent like all of it.
You're not even getting a portion of what needs to be done.
roads are you talking about?
Well, they're just pick roads.
Huh?
Just pick some. Just pick some roads. They're all need it.
Transfer station needs
what do we-
station.
Yeah.
You know, we are over in some categories. Do we want to do the 5 extra in the paving, do we think?
So we've already, is this someone, did you say you already burned through the 95 this year?
yes.
Yes.
Wow.
If you look on your profit loss,
Yes,
yes.
if you
Okay.
look at the profit loss, that's all spent.
Okay.
And that was only doing a fractions of the roads we planned.
Yeah.
So,
And that's 6
so
months in.
Glenn, what we usually do is we go out to bid, like
Yeah, right.
April, May, June, and then we just pay them after July 1st
Okay,
in the next budget.
okay, okay. Gotcha.
So
I
what do
think-
we think, go to the 100?
I think we should go 120.
Oh,
No, no, no.
no.
I'd say that, but I know what the answer was gonna be, so I was just trying to be nice and stay with 100.
Yeah, because we got,
I would give you that answer,
But-
just need a line.
but you know, we've got a dump truck coming next year. We've got, or 2 years down the road, we got the sand shed that's hanging out there. We've got this old backhoe loader, you know, we gotta find some
Got a
money
lot.
somewhere.
Got a pickup you need.
And I think, while the 5,000 is not ideal, I think it's what we can reasonably
Yeah,
do.
it's just trying to, we need to try to up the
Yeah.
volume that we do.
How about-
That alone won't cover the cost of the difference of what it went up per ton.
How about
This year.
a special article asking for $20,000 extra for paving, which some towns do?
Well,
Oh.
I think there's gonna be enough other spent in that
I think
already.
We're gonna have other special
Yeah,
articles.
we got
We've got-
plenty in
We've got
there.
other special stuff that we've
We
got to
gotta sort of
talk
pick
about
and choose what we're gonna try to fund.
tonight. Yes.
Okay.
So what do we do on
I think we're
paving?
gonna do 100.
Yeah, let's go with 100.
So we're gonna do 100 for the paving.
That sounds like, that might just be cover inflation.
Yes.
Skips 20.
Barely.
Okay. 5327, traffic control devices.
I think, I don't know what you, I think we could level fund that.
Okay.
I think it's hit or miss on a very small item that puts you over $100.
Okay.
Are those the speed signs?
No, these are like cones, road closed signs, stuff like that.
Road signs, right?
Yep.
Speed limit signs.
I don't know, no, I don't think that's under that, is there? Is it under the signage? No.
Okay. 5328, road crew clothing stipend.
We're still doing that?
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We used to pay for their uniforms. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, we stopped paying for their uniforms and gave them a stipend instead.
Okay.
But we've kept it at this amount since.
Is it sort of a wash, Sandy?
What?
Is it sort of a wash, like the cost of the uniforms?
It's cheaper.
Way
Yeah.
cheaper.
What is cheaper?
Well, the stipends are
yeah.
much less than uniforms.
Well, if you
Uniforms
look,
are around 15, I think they were, per person
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
a year.
and if you
And we
look,
trying to like give them like clothes to wear that get grease, maybe get, you know, they can purchase steel-toed boots, things like that, so it's not a lot.
And it looks like from what we've spent so far this year, they're gonna do very well with that 1,500. They probably won't use it all.
Oh, yeah, they'd use it all, she
Just like
pays
it
them,
is every quarter.
they
Okay.
pay them in quarterly,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
They get the full stipend.
okay, so shall we keep that at 15?
Yes.
Okay, 3332, special projects?
I ask this question every year, what's a special project?
Well, any of these, some years it's doing the storm drain cleaning, which you're required to do, things like that.
Well, yeah, you can't change that then. You can spend that in a hurry if you have to do that.
I mean,
So we'll level fund it?
Yes.
Everyone good with that?
Sure.
5336, 2014 Kenworth truck.
You can scratch that.
Scratch that one off. Woo-hoo. We don't have to do anything there. But let's move on. 5337, 2016 Kenworth truck.
We've already spent that budget and then some.
Yes.
I think we ought to up these either to 7,500 or 10,000, because they're gonna have problems with them. These are old.
What do you think about 10?
I've already spent 98 on them this year, so that's where I'm getting my 10.
Let's go, yeah.
So 10?
Let's go with 10.
It's just, and if you don't use it, it's there. But if you don't have it, we gotta pull it from somewhere else.
Yep. Okay. 5338, 2006 Chevrolet truck.
We've kind of parked that.
So can we cross that off?
Well,
No.
we have to, we
Well, we-
really need to replace it.
It's a long ornament right now.
Yeah, it's in rough shape. So it's parked for now. I would leave, what is it, 500 on that one? I just read it
Yes.
too. I'd leave that alone for now, but I don't think it's
Okay. Yep,
roadworthy.
okay. 5339 Municipal Roads General Permit.
Yeah.
And that's budgeted already for.
we have, because that's our,
That's
59.
just a standard fee.
Okay. 5340 2018 Dodge Ram truck.
I would leave that at 2,000.
At two?
I would definitely not drop that, because we gotta do some front-end work to it.
Okay. Okay, 5342 2019 Caterpillar loader.
Is there anything wrong with that, is there, Steve?
Nope.
We could flat budget that at 1,000.
Okay. 5346 2023 Caterpillar grader 2 of 5.
We jumped over something, you missed the
Excavator.
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 Oh, sorry, 5343 2020 Caterpillar excavator.
We flat budget that at 1,000 too. It's
Okay.
just general maintenance on them.
Okay,
What was the 13,000 the year before? We were still paying that off?
That was paying it off, yeah.
okay. Here we are. Okay, now we're at 5346 2023 Caterpillar grader 2 of 5. It was budgeted the last for 25-26 at 23,760.
We still have a couple payments on that, or?
Yeah, 3.
So is the 23,760 gonna work again?
will that work again?
That's the
I'd
payment,
have to
right?
double check, but I'm going to assume it's, I don't know, I didn't even think to look that up.
If we
That
could,
should be a set payment.
It
though,
should be
aren't
a
you?
set
Yeah, you
payment,
shouldn't have.
yeah.
So I would think then it's gonna be
That should, and
do
if,
that.
that doesn't leave anything
60.
for
why
the,
don't, we can level fund and she can check and we can
Yeah,
always adjust
it's-
at the next meeting.
Okay.
the only thing you possibly have to do is, you know, some maintenance on it. and
Do you
it
wanna
would be
add
under the-
anything in maintenance?
Well,
for
that's
that
what I
one?
was thinking, just $1,000 from level budgeting,
Okay.
like we did the other 2
So what if we
machines.
made that 25?
25.
Yeah, 25.
The only thing you'd have is filters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're budgeting that at 25?
Yeah.
Payment and maintenance.
Yes.
Okay.
5348 FEMA July
That's
2023 storm. So that's 0.
What was the,
What happened to the Volvo truck?
it's the last line item, it's the last line item on there.
That's a new item.
What was
Well, I
the,
don't have that on mine, then I guess I missed that.
5340.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm reading off the little one.
There you
Sorry.
go.
what was the 4,000 for the FEMA thing, floods last
Well,
year?
that's already been,
Was that stuff that we paid and got reimbursed for, or?
That was just, I mean, that was
Yeah, there is no budget. Oh, yeah.
That was an actual spend, but there was no budget, that was just money spent on, expenses on.
Was that just because we had those floods?
yes,
So we're okay if we don't have any floods this year?
right,
That's up
Yes.
to Mother Nature if we do
Yeah, yeah,
that.
don't,
okay. 5349 2020 Volvo truck,
That should be put in at 6,500 or the 10,000.
okay.
That, I would try 65 for this year.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna put new tires on it. I don't think, I hope there's no issues in it.
there's some warranty on that truck, right, though?
I don't know, 1 year? I don't know
65.
what they sent with the paperwork on it.
I thought they gave us some kind of warranty on that when we bought that.
Might be.
Okay.
It's a used truck,
Yeah, I know.
4 years old.
Yeah. I just thought I remembered that, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
So that takes care of fiscal year 27 highway.
So do we have a total for all that then with the new numbers?
We'll need to get a total for that.
Four, 445, 290.
Okay,
Went up about $9,000.
yes.
Right?
Well, the budget went up by 5.
11,000, just almost 10.
Around 10.
Just
Yeah.
over 10.
Why did it only go up by 5?
Because the budget,
I thought we added 10.
budget here was 434 here.
Yeah. So it went up by
Numbers here,
between 9 and 10.
right there. 560, that's what.
Okay.
Okay.
But the budget from the budget from the previous year, actually, we went down.
So now we are moving on to fiscal year 27 budget recreation.
Good timing, Dave.
Okay, so let's get to this.
Could I
Yes.
just make a request? 12 months from now, it would be really helpful to have a budget with, even if you handwrite next to it, like level or add 2,000. It's,
Normally, we go down through every item anyways, right?
but it just, visually for me, the way I learn is to look at something and see where the ups and downs are. And it wasn't, going down through it line by line without something in front of me, it didn't work well.
Well, what's this then? Because all I'm gonna do is, whether I put a mark beside it or say I wanna go up, 1 year we did 35% going up.
That gives us a
It helps.
chance
This
to,
would be,
it gives us a chance to look at it and think about it beforehand, before we're sitting here in real
Gets my
time.
head ready for it.
Yeah.
yeah, we can do that. It's easy enough to do, I guess.
It would be nice. It would be nice
I'll
to be able to
remember
have the
next
figures
year
so
and
that.
nag.
Okay, so now we're moving into the recreation.
Yes.
And we are at line 5801, Elfin Lake salaries.
Do we have a budget?
Nope. David's here though. I did speak with Lawrie, Lawrie Roundy she was hoping to come tonight. She just texted me, she's not gonna be able to make it. On, the summer rec program, which are 5901, 02, and 03. She would just like to level fund all of those.
Okay, so 5901, 5902, and 5903 level fund.
Yes. If that's what if everybody's
Well, I
okay
mean,
with that.
given that the rec program expenses were considerably higher than budgeted for, it might make sense to raise that up to like 750. Just given
On
that,
which one?
5903.
5903, and you're saying to move it to what?
Well, I was suggesting that since the was 766 was what was spent and it was only budgeted for 500, and I know that expenses tend to be things that are necessary
So are you
programming.
You know what she's asked for, David, and that Jill and I are gonna work on? She was asking, and she asked that last year, it didn't happen, but she was asking if 5902 and 03 could be combined into
Yeah.
one line item. We can write it so it's, you know,
I'm completely fine with that too, as
Okay.
that wasn't spent, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure given the
Right.
constraints on how the money was allocated. So, I
So,
mean, I would be supportive of that.
so then to level fund all through lines, and then,
yes, and then we can work on,
and then we can combine 5902 with
I think that
5903.
flexibility would be really valuable.
yes.
Okay,
Yep.
That's easy enough.
yes, okay.
In that case, we don't need to budget anything else.
So that would level fund the recreation program?
Those three, yes.
Yes. The summer rec
Right.
program, okay?
I also know that we talked, when we looked to budget these numbers last year, I think we talked about the idea of having more lifeguards on duty longer. I don't know if that actually happened. So
Yeah,
that could be why the salaries number's a little bit lower. Again, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe that we talked about having a lifeguard on duty when the kids got there, but I don't know whether that actually took place. Lawrie will know decisively.
yeah, is there anything
But
for,
again, I don't know.
about the
Well,
lifeguards?
It got changed the model last year because instead of having an individual person that was just a lifeguard,
Right.
the two camp counselors were lifeguards last
Oh, is
year.
that how that works?
Yes.
So they were on duty the
So
whole
it
time?
changed.
So that.
how it got
I
paid.
guess- But, okay. I know there was talk then, I guess, of allowing lifeguards more on duty during, just for support everybody. Maybe that's a side conversation.
Well, it's just hard to get a lifeguard.
Yeah, well,
It absolutely is.
post-COVID, a lot of the programs that offered lifeguard training are gearing back up. So I think that the drought, if you will, of lifeguards will reside.
And I know of one lifeguard that is planning on returning this year.
That's good.
Yes.
Do we know, because last year she went back to the 4 week, the year before she had longer. Is it going,
Oh, yes.
staying the same number of weeks?
Right.
Because that also affected the
I
salaries.
think that,
Because that's when we voted to have more money for lifeguards, but then we had to pay more salaries for
Right.
a week of
I think
camps.
the way this year's model went up with where it bracketed the Mill River camps led to much higher daily enrollment.
Yes,
I'm actually sure of that.
right.
Yes.
So that legwork in meeting with Mill River folks, to see when they were offering their programming and building around that, so we could act as a bridge in the start of the summer and then a bridge at the end of summer, I think really worked to serve our community as well as boost enrollment.
That helped trigger for me, so I know there was talk at the end of the year that the enrollment would be capped at a certain amount.
Yes.
Is that gonna happen?
She actually had, communicated with me, the numbers were too high last
Yes.
year. She hasn't set a number, but she wants it lower. She
Yes, it was-
said the third, in
I
the
remember
30s is
that.
too much.
Yes.
So then maybe the solution to that is not to lower numbers, but more staff. I
Yep.
mean, there's
Well,
two ways to
that's what I
do
was
that.
wondering.
One is to, think about your adult to camper ratio.
So I
One way to
think,
solve that be to bring on more staff to supervise.
would you be able to talk to Lawrie, to see about, if she would like to request more staff? Because we can go with these numbers right now, but we'd have to know pretty quickly, if she's recommending an extra staff member.
And, it's not, I don't think it's quite as simple as just, if you could find someone who wanted to do it, but you're talking 2 weeks, bunch of time off, then maybe 2 weeks.
And that's part of the
That's-
problem.
That's a hard role to fill with someone who's a, trained, competent, background
Right.
checked. Someone you feel safe leaving your kids with. So I'm not trying to say it's not doable, just I think we need to be aware that is a
But
challenge.
there is a population of older teenagers in the 16-plus category who are either in the later years of high school, the early years of college, who might fit that bill. We don't know.
Yeah, I think later years of high school and maybe early years of college are two different creatures altogether. But I would agree with you. I think we need to sort of
Yes.
And we've come into the problem before where, yes, they may be out there, but they want a job for the whole summer.
Right.
So we would have to know if we could hire them
And then
before
they
we can
want
up the
3 weeks
numbers.
off of that
Yeah.
8-week summer.
Well, they could in the middle off. Perfect.
That's what I mean, there are some people who do fit,
I mean, certainly if we want to go that way and look at, maybe how much, doing quick math on how much salary that would cost to offer 2 weeks, and do 4 more weeks of
Yeah.
someone working there for
but that's
7
why,
hours a day, that could be a way to do it.
that's why I was saying that the solution might be, instead of hiring an extra person, capping the amount of campers that you take.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, we look at this as a way to sort of offer service to our community.
Right.
And if 30 kids need a place to be that's safe, that's supervised, that's fun,
Right.
too, I mean, I hate to turn families away.
And
We
I'm,
could look to make it
Yeah.
only Wallingford residents, but even
Right.
that's a problem,
And
too.
but it is also, wasn't just the staffing, it's the room.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not
agree,
just
yeah,
that.
No, I understand. Yep. And I think
So,
also, I think
it's a
we also
balancing
need to
act.
clearly define,
And the bathrooms.
what requirements are there too for like, who can they serve well to?
Right.
Some students require more needs than others.
It's true.
And I think, we also need to get very clear in the publications we put out there, what the policies are on behavior, discipline, things like this.
Yes.
Because, 20 students who are compliant, well-behaved, listen,
Yeah.
is a very different creature than 15 that are really challenging. Or some combination
Good
there.
points.
And if
So-
we aren't clear about what our requirements are, we're
So
not
maybe these are things that can be
supporting Lawrie.
checked with Lawrie.
I know we talked about it last year a little bit, Lawrie and I, during
Okay.
the summer.
Sounds good. Now, shall we look at the, other recreation expenses?
Yes.
Okay, so 5801 Elfin Lake salaries,
I would suggest we level fund that.
okay.
A little under budget, but I think that's
Yeah.
where you want to be.
5803 telephone,
I would level fund that.
5804 electric,
I'm surprised we're so low, but I don't see how we couldn't maintain that the way it is too.
so keep that level funded.
Yeah.
5805 maintenance lake and recreation field,
I'm a little bit curious about that number. I don't know why it's so far below the budgeted amount. How did that work with the contractor who did like mowing and such?
Bless you.
I ask only because it seems surprising that we've only spent $461 on.
I know, because when you look at the actual from the year before, we budgeted for and spent 3,600.
could this be because this goes from July to December and we haven't really gotten into the time of year where we spend the
Yeah, we
majority amount of
would
money?
have done mowing all of July and August and September.
When
Yeah.
do we buy but when do we normally buy the sand and stuff for the baseball fields? That would be spring.
We didn't really buy that with these funds, that was grant funded.
Okay, but I know in the past if that could be some of why
Yeah,
it's
so I mean,
slow.
I'm
Could that
not
be why
advocating
it's
that we
slow?
lower it, I'm just curious
Yeah.
to know why.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of, that's another big expense we normally
I think it
spend.
would make sense to fund that as it is, because I think there are definitely things that we could invest in,
Then,
such as the new like a new scoreboard, for example.
so why don't we level fund that and just see how things
I'm supportive of that.
work out?
Yep.
Portable restroom,
Do we need to up it, cause all the issues we've had in needing to, between the camp and, didn't we get another one for part of the year for baseball? At one point?
I think we only had the one over at the ball field, I don't think, but we did bring,
Okay.
We
I know
did
it
bring
got
one.
talked about at
The
one
lake,
point.
though,
and then we had that portable at the lake the whole,
And there should
most of
be
the summer.
definitely one at the lake all year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's just,
and even with the expense of having it over the summer, we only spent the $750.
I don't know that we've gotten all of the bills in.
Yeah,
Because they
Hubbard's
just picked it up
terrible
and
about.
when they finished the,
So what
that
do we-
erosion project over there, they removed the portable toilet, so.
Gotcha, so
We still
what are
got
we
them.
thinking? Level fund at the 2?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll see how that goes. Lake supplies, 5808 lake supplies.
You were way under on that.
I mean, yeah,
Didn't you have that grant though last year?
for which,
I'm trying to remember. Shannon, like got the
Oh, the arts and,
kayak and
yeah, that
all
was,
that
that
stuff.
wouldn't be on here either, that was.
I don't have
So
that
I,
was-
that could have been
Here,
like.
but I don't have a hard copy of it, so
I don't know why this is way
I
under.
have to look at it.
Just found
So
it.
then, do we want to, are we gonna keep lake supplies the same? What do you think, Dave?
I mean, we went over by $69, looks like, more or less. I mean, I
Yeah,
think that level funding is probably fine. I would assume some of that money is probably invested in things that would carry over.
Okay,
And concessions, also I noticed went over by $47.
5810 lake concessions,
I mean, given that that's a money-making endeavor,
keep it at
looking
the
at the
14.
first page, I would keep it as it is because we get the money back.
Okay,
I mean, just looking at line
yeah,
45, 48, we made $951 more than we expected in concessions. So it seems like a wise investment.
now mowing is its own line item.
yeah.
And again, I'm still
5812
confused why
mowing.
that was so low relative to the budgeted amount.
Oh, yes.
Both of those seem low
Yes.
to me.
Yeah.
So I
Maybe
would,
something's in the wrong, we'll have to look.
Okay,
I mean, I
so,
would keep that
Level
as
it?
it is.
Yeah, because the year before, we spent up the whole
We
thing,
did,
so.
yeah.
yeah, okay,
You know, and there are also things that we talked about at our workday that could be worked on, like the island, for example, in the
Yes.
parking lot that needs new timbers around it.
okay,
Things like that,
Alright.
that are just
If there
deteriorating
is-
due to age.
okay.
that we
Youth,
could invest in.
5814 youth sports,
I mean, again, I don't believe that Wallingford as a town ran their own youth sports program at all.
okay.
I think having those funds in there, should someone wanna take that on, would make sense.
What do
I'm
we
not sure
think?
the parameters of how you use those funds or access them, but we do have some money in there if people wanna do that.
Is everyone good with that, with keeping the 500 then?
It wasn't spent.
That's, I know, and it wasn't spent in 24, 25, and nothing's been spent so far this year.
Well,
The request is to level fund it just in case somebody wants to pick something
I
up
mean,
and start
again,
something.
I think having the ability to offer that programming, should someone wanna step up and do it, I think is a valuable thing to have. I mean, we're not costing, if it's not used, it's not used, but I think it can be useful to keep.
So what do we think? Are we good with that one, or do we want
one
to
more
change it?
year.
Okay, one more year, okay.
I know one of the ongoing challenges in offering youth sports is the whole like insurance thing, right?
Right.
If, you know, Catholic Zader wants to offer, you know, training in, you know, how to strike a soccer ball effectively, and wants to buy a set of goalie gloves, and wants to buy, you know, like some cones, and wants to mark a box, there's some gray area for sure as to whether she can do that without having her own personal liability insurance.
Right.
So I think, you know, until we have more clarity on that, it's gonna be difficult for us to offer this type of programming for volunteers who wanna do that.
Right. So
That
the
fall
same
under
with
that youth thing. Same with direct
5817,
Right.
right?
programs. Yep. So, same deal. So I think, you know, until we sort of figure out how we're gonna do that
How
and
we're
whether
gonna
people are
handle the
covered, I know
insurance
people have wanted to offer
Right.
different things,
Right.
we turn them away.
So
That's a bad issue.
So what we did with the martial arts was he wanted to charge, they were doing martial arts upstairs a couple times a month. What we did with that was, because he wanted to charge a small fee, they had to pay the fee to the town. So he collected the fee, handed it to the town. so that our insurance program covered that as a rec program.
Okay.
And then he submitted a bill for the exact amount that
I
he
mean,
collected.
If
And
that's the workaround that works,
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
wholly supportive of that.
Right,
Really
so
don't?
that we break even,
Yeah.
and then you can see that we offered this program, we collected the fees
And
for
then
it.
someone who's offering it is getting a little bit for their time.
Exactly.
I mean, I think that's the kind of creative solution to these challenges that we need to figure out, and then also make that known that, hey, if you wanna do this, here's how we can do that and cover you through our town insurance.
Okay.
I think that's perfect, so thank you for sharing that.
So how about keeping 5817 at the 5?
I think that's good, and this is the first I've heard of that solution. I think
Yeah.
that could be really impactful for people who wanna
Yes.
offer those things. Like, you know, for adults, if you wanna learn how to play like, what's that thing with the racket? and-
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Yeah, if you wanna play pickleball, like now we could have someone come in and offer
Yes.
that. And, you know, for $25, you wanna learn the pickleball, you get, you know, lessons for 4 weeks, now we can do that. And I think that sort of thing could, if the town buys, you know, nets, for example, or
So-
tape to mark our court.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
so before it's
so-
broadly, like, that's something that needs to be
Yeah.
fine tuned, otherwise it's gonna be an accounting nightmare too, if we have 25 different groups.
Totally, I agree with
So,
you. I think,
it's not a broad offer.
but I think forms and like documentation and things like that, and
Yeah.
procedures, I think we can
Right.
establish that. Once we
Exactly.
know it's an option for
Yep.
people.
So, because you brought pickleball up, I'm glad you did. We also need to budget for the tennis court. Remember, we got the quote for the tennis court.
And what's the quote on that?
It is,
To do what with the court?
Yeah.
have you seen,
On the edge
it's
where the
really,
trees are
the
going
asphalt is really starting to chip in.
Yeah, on the edge.
And it needs to be resurfaced anyways, it's time to resurface anyways, but it needs repair. It had some significant damage on it this past year.
What is the,
And, so the number, the same people that have been doing it for the past many years, he gave us was 8328. $8,328 that we need to budget for that, and he would keep that price until.
Would you put that in
Spring.
maintenance, lake and rec field?
Yeah, so that's what I was
5805.
thinking.
oh,
Yeah, well, that'll wipe out that budget.
Yeah.
Or we'd have to add the.
I mean, we should add the 8328
Yeah,
to
I think
that.
that's a good idea, yeah.
If that's what you wanna do, folks, because that's
Maybe
a,
like 12,
so do we wanna do that?
04 or something.
So to 5805, add the 8328.
Yeah.
Just for a one-shot deal.
yes, and then it'll go back down the following year.
Okay, so that means that
Until
item,
the basketball court.
Well,
Well,
people are on those
We did the
courts.
tennis court, 2 years later we did the basketball
that's
court.
true.
They're on the same cycle.
So 12,
Would you just do
12,300,
12,400 to?
yeah, 12,400.
12,400?
Okay. Thank you, Sandy, for bringing that up. Okay. And there we are with fiscal year 27 budget recreation.
Yeah, I had it here for the Wallingford day line item.
Wonderful. Okay. So it looks like the request from Wallingford Day is 35?
Yeah, which isn't even a fraction of what we normally spend, because we spend $5,000 easily on fireworks every year. But we decided we'd go lower as we are working on fundraising too.
How did the fundraising go last year?
It, not as good last year, now with doing bingo every month, that should help quite a bit.
So what do we think? Are we good with 35 instead of 25? Yes?
Sure.
That's more than, let's see, the math.
What's the math on that one?
Well, that sort of reflects your actuals, the 3,500. Did we have somebody sponsor the fireworks, or was that another time?
There's a lady who does partially pay for part of it,
Okay.
but doesn't cover the whole cost of it.
Okay.
2 pitches and 3,000, but then we also have the factor of the porta potties and all the other things that we also pay for also.
So how much were the bouncy houses? And with the
Bouncy
staff?
houses, we did end up paying, I think it was around 1,000 this last year.
Was that just for the houses, or was that houses and the people staffing it?
That was houses and the people staffing it, which we were supposed to just have donated, but that was a whole conflict of
Right.
things. So we're working on trying to find one that's not going to be as expensive.
Okay.
How many people do you use those? Do you know, do you keep count of how many people like went on them and how many like?
We have waiver forms for every single kid that was on it.
I know, but like how many kids were on it? Do you know?
There was
How many were?
roughly 60 to 80
That's
kids.
pretty good.
So what's the math? Do we do the math in that amount?
It looks like a 10% increase.
Okay. So do we want to?
Well, so you're asking 3,500 for that
Right.
line item? So it's more than 10%.
It is, it's 20%.
Or
More
not?
than that, it's about 40%, but it sounds like it matches the closer matches the actuals of what you spent.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. What is, do we have a?
Oh, sorry,
Okay.
beyond that 3,500, the money you raise covers other expenses of
Yeah, it'll
Wallingford
cover
Day?
the other expenses as of like the porta potties, to finish paying for the rest of the fireworks if Barb Kraminski doesn't continue to keep funding it. And other expenses like getting the banner, the stickers for the banners and everything else. And adding in new things each year for Wallingford Day.
So what do you think?
So I think that's okay, but how's the overall budget then
Yeah.
for recreation looking with all the changes that we've made?
Yeah,
Because with that tennis court maintenance, I imagine it's gone up a bit.
yes. Because it was level funded and now it's not.
One thing to keep in mind is that there's no building sinking fund in any of our rec monies.
That's true.
So like if you were looking at this building, you have a fund that's constantly funded. There's nothing like that for any of our rec facilities.
Right.
So when something needs a new roof or needs to be resurfaced or kids rip the top of a picnic table, like there's that money is just needs to come out of the budget for the next year.
And these are the
think-
things that draw people to the town and keep people in the town.
I-
What's that? No, I agree with you.
No,
Right,
I'm
right.
saying, it's
Yeah.
like, this is where we invest in to
No,
make the
exactly.
town a village and a
If we
home
wanna,
for
if we
people.
wanna try to avoid this kind of up and down budgeting with rec for these long-term investments we should establish like a sinking fund or formally tie recreation facilities and infrastructure to the overall like sinking fund for other structures
I
owned by
think
the
we
town.
have we used some of the building
I think
funds
we-
for?
we have.
I think
Talked
probably used some of
about
the.
And we have used some.
We
Yeah,
have,
you said
yes,
that.
we
So-
have,
So, I mean, that would be a potential, like,
yeah.
maybe add a certain percent to that fund every year, and then that would draw down from that when it comes to things like
There's
$8,000
just a
tennis
few-
court repairs.
But it does make sense with the upkeep of certain things, like the tennis court, like the basketball court, to think about what we're doing with some of the other things that we're thinking of doing, of maybe those recurring expenses, putting them in the mix too.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
know the concession building is gonna need some
That-
major upkeep.
Well, we talked about porta potties, you
Yep.
know, for the lake facility, there should be 2 really well functioning toilets in that building.
But they
and there
don't.
aren't.
What a concept.
So we need to get that fixed.
So can we
We have
have
44,200 right now
in the building fund?
in the rec budget so far without
Oh, okay.
Wallingford Day.
Okay.
You asked where we were at, so it's 44,200 before you decide on Wallingford Day.
And that's with the $8,000 tennis
Yes.
court.
Yeah.
So it's 44,200, but then we would have to add whatever you want to budget for Wallingford Day.
Okay, so that's a pretty significant increase, but I understand where it's coming from.
Right.
The building fund, when that was established, what does it apply to?
That could be used, the building fund can be used for the concessions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can it be used for the tennis courts?
No,
Because that's recreation.
Put a roof over them.
Yeah, upper tennis courts.
No, so there are a couple things with recreation that are truly recreation.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
That's good to know, though. I think that
Okay,
works,
yeah.
because the building will.
Yeah.
yeah.
okay.
Except for you for salt.
It's not his court.
So let's see, I think have gone through recreation.
What are we doing for Wallingford Day? What did you decide on Wallingford Day?
What are we deciding for Wallingford Day?
I think we can go with the 35.
I agree.
Okay. So we're gonna go with the 35 for Wallingford Day. Okay. We're going with 35. Thank you. Okay, so that is recreation. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Heather.
you.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, you guys.
And now we're moving on to fiscal year 27 budget appropriations. And this is the charitable request. Good evening.
See you tomorrow, Sandy.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Phil. Okay, so now we're going through the list of requests that we got. And we have the spreadsheet that Sandy has gotten for us.
Yep, and there, I put a new one on your, because we got 2 more in today.
2 more today.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I put a little check mark or something next to the new ones from today.
Oh, yeah. So regional ambulance and Vermont Family Network, is
Yes.
that correct?
Yep.
Why are they new if we've given to them before?
What's that?
Why are they marked as new if we've given to them before?
We just got their request today.
Oh, okay,
Oh, they just submitted their, yeah.
gotcha,
The
gotcha.
only one new this year is Prevent Child Abuse
Yeah, okay,
Vermont.
got that. So this is a big increase.
It's a big, very big increase.
Yeah.
And, well, half of it is the library, right? It's about a $10,000 increase and 5,000 of that is the library.
Right.
So,
And we reduced that one.
right,
Yeah, we
Brock,
reduced that one.
Brock went way up.
Brock.
No, not Brock, sorry, Brock Mental Health.
Yeah,
Rutland mental health went way up.
but we can, over the years that I've been on the board, we tend to fund around $250.
So let's go.
We tend-
Okay,
Let's start.
shall we do this?
Just as a first timer, before we start through this daunting list, I'd like to state, I really like the fact that we are providing support to
Right.
agencies that support our residents. But I think this list is unwieldy. And I wonder if, have we had a current recent discussion about where are our priorities? There are 3 or 4 of these entities serving people who are elderly, 2 or 3 serving people with various disabilities, 2 or 3 serving young parents and parent education. It seems like maybe we should decide among them and give them 250 instead of 100. Some of these are just getting $100. But I'd like to see the list reduced. It seems like a lot of small donations, except for the library. And I'm not sure that's as useful as a reduced list with slightly larger donations.
I think, like Kathy said, I think there's so many of these, like the hundreds. I think in the years past, that's not what they've requested. They've requested higher amounts,
Yes.
but
Yep.
their amounts have been reduced, I think.
We've reduced the amounts that have been requested in the past. So the ones that you're seeing at 250 have been funded at 250 for years. The ones that you're seeing at the 100 have been 100 for years. We might get a request asking for 500 or 750 or something, but then we reduce it.
But there's duplications here. And
But-
some of these agencies.
I don't know if there's any duplications.
Several of these agencies are able to bill for their services. VNA, for example, bills Medicare, Medicaid, and various health insurances. Another duplication is the Regional Ambulance Service and Wallingford Rescue. I'd like to know the number of ambulance trips provided by Regional Ambulance Service in the last year to Wallingford residents. I'd also like those statistics from Wallingford Rescue, but...
Well, they're in, Wallingford Rescue statistics are in your annual report.
Yes.
And they just sent me their report
Good.
today, so I
Okay, so
actually have them.
we actually have that. I don't, I
Yes.
mean, but we have nothing from Regional Ambulance.
Well, and I know they come when Wallingford Rescue can't.
What?
The regional ambulance comes when Wallingford Rescue can't.
So,
Remember Wallingford Rescue's volunteer.
right.
Right.
I mean, I'd like to see how much, what level of support they've given to the town in the last year.
A lot,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So Wallingford
And this
Rescue
is
just sent me their.
One trip.
Their,
Yeah.
their report for the town report. And from October 1st, 2024 through September 30th of 2025, they responded to 359 calls. That's Wallingford Rescue. These calls were in Wallingford, 261 calls, Timoth 31, and East Wallingford 22. And they also responded to mutual aid in Clarendon 5 times, Rutland 34 times, Mount Holly once, and Danby 5 times.
That's Wallingford Rescue.
Yeah, so 359 calls in 12 months.
That's impressive.
It's very impressive.
And then Regional Ambulance does everything that Wallingford Rescue can't. Yep.
I mean,
So-
like, on the new one, they are asking the very bottom, there, I think a northern, I sent you all outlines of every one of these groups, but
Yes.
that's, $1,000 is a big ask for that.
Well, again, we've got Prevent Child Abuse, Child First Advocacy Center, the Vermont Family Network. There was another one of young parents. So there's a lot. Wouldn't it be better to decide on one and give them a little more?
But everybody utilizes the service. These all provide different types of services
Yes.
that everybody has to utilize different ways.
Yes.
Some people won't qualify for some, but they
Yes.
would for another.
Yep.
How many children and families in Wallingford were served by Prevent Child Abuse?
I bet you a lot more than you expect.
The new one? I have no idea, I mean, they're brand new,
They're
so.
new.
Yeah, but they just put in a request without
Yep.
talking about their service
Yep.
availability in town.
So then we can decide if and what we're gonna give them when we get there.
So an idea that was proposed, Kathy and Carolyn remember this, years ago, which never really happened, but the select board talked years ago about anybody new
Yeah.
should go on the ballot and let voters decide whether you want to add that in or not.
Yeah, some towns have every one of them listed. on the-
I live in Rutland Town and we vote on every single one of
I
them.
like that idea.
But, that
We
way,
used to do that at town meeting. We would vote on every single one of
Yes.
these.
and they felt like, they would put it on the ballot for 2 or 3 years and they thought like, the theory was if voters each year said yes to that amount, then you put it in the budget rather than automatically
Ballots will
put.
be literally like 3 pages.
I was just gonna
And
say,
people are gonna gloss over and be
Yeah.
like,
that there's the offset of that is voters
Cost of
not,
LHS,
cost of creating the ballots,
ballots
cost of
goes up.
validating the
So
ballots.
maybe,
goes up more than the donations that.
Correct.
maybe what we do is that idea of just putting the brand new
The new
ones
ones.
on. Like, what if we put Prevent Child Abuse on for some amount, say $250, see if the voters go for it or not? And then we can do that thing where we put it on the ballot for 2 or 3 years. And if people keep voting to do it, then we can add it to the list. I wouldn't go ahead and put all of these
No.
on there.
No, I wouldn't either.
But since prevent child abuse has never been on before, maybe that would be a good trial.
Think of it as about $1 out of your budget, what,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, what
Yep.
they're asking, it's not even, you know, I mean, if you think about your pocketbook, what these appropriations are asking is like you donating $25,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
it's just such a small,
When it's, it looks big added all together.
Yes.
but it's just such a small,
Right, and I'm speculating that maybe why is they've lost a lot of other funding. And so now they're
and
reaching
there's
out
a
to
lot
other
more,
sources.
a lot more families that need the help,
Yes.
a lot more.
A lot in this area.
Yep. So shall we start on the list?
Yes.
VNA and hospice. Are we good with, say, 250?
Yes.
Southwestern Vermont Council on Aging, 250?
Yes.
Just level fund them.
Yep. Unless someone has a strong feeling one way or another. Rutland County Humane Society, 300?
So they didn't send a request though, is that what I'm
Oh,
saying here?
they did not.
So how about no?
Yeah, I think if they didn't send a request, I think
Perfect.
that then we
So
can.
no to that.
One thing,
Yes.
when we have the dogs that need boarding and stuff, do they help us
Yes,
without fee?
right.
So they actually provide something directly to the town. So I think before we just completely eliminate them, we just gotta take that into consideration. That has a direct effect on how our dog warding can function.
They didn't ask for anything, do we want to give them 100?
Yeah, sounds good.
Would we be okay with that?
I think if they didn't submit, you sent, did you send any?
Yeah, I sent an email out in September, October, early November, and then probably 2 weeks ago to remind them of the deadline. So they've been notified. The problem is sometimes turnover happens in these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's
So
a
you
lot
don't-
of volunteer staff in
right.
those.
Yes.
Right.
So would we be okay with
I
giving?
mean, like, they'd still provide the service whether we
Right.
contributed to them or
Right.
not.
Do we want to give them 100 or no?
Do we want, what?
For Rutland County Humane Society, they've asked for nothing. They have provided service this year for free. Do we want to give them a nominal net amount,
100.
even though they didn't request it? So 100 for Rutland County Humane. Rutland Mental Health Services.
Where does that request number come from? 1427?
Well, I think there's been an explosion in,
Yeah, I know, but it's just an odd number to request. You know?
yeah, I'm not sure where that.
probably a percentage of-
Yeah, it probably is a percentage of what they've spent.
Okay.
Do we want to go with the 250?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brock. It's asking for 500. Do we want to go with the 250?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
RSVP, Volunteer Center Community Care,
250.
250. Regional Ambulance. Do you want to go with the 750?
Sure.
Were we going to put that on the ballot?
We've given to them before, they're not new. The only new one is the last one, Prevent Child Abuse Vermont.
The star next to them is that it's updated since I sent
Okay,
the
That
one
they
that
put
was in
the-
your packet.
yeah.
They only sent in the request today.
Yeah, they sent their request in today. So it's an update on the packet,
750.
750. News Story, 250.
Yeah.
Vermont Center for Independent Living, 100.
Yeah.
Vermont Adult Learning, 250.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vermont Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired, 90?
Such an odd number.
How about 100?
Well, they requested 90, right?
Keep it at
Yes.
90.
Well,
So-
make their day.
Right?
So are we doing 90 or 100?
100.
Do we agree with that?
Sure.
It's $10. Okay, so we're going with 100. Green Up Vermont, 150.
Yep.
Yep.
Rutland National Resources Conservation District, 250.
Sure.
Rutland County Parent-Child Center, 100.
Yep.
Sure.
Wallingford flag expenses, we did 250 last year. Are we good with that?
The flag's relatively new. I know,
Yes.
actually, Kathy, you bought the flags,
Yes.
didn't you?
I did.
Just 2 years ago, or 1 year?
I think it was last year. Didn't I buy flags last year?
So why would we need, I mean, in another couple of years, we might need them.
I think.
What number are you on?
I was gonna say, I'm confused as to where you are.
I don't know where the flags are.
Wallingford
Still in
flag
appropriations.
expenses.
Wallingford flag
Okay.
expenses.
Oh, okay, over here.
Oh,
Oh, that might be in the,
So,
I,
know what's up with that?
yes, I can tell you in just a second.
Okay.
I'm just looking for it on the, because it's not in appropriations. So those flags are very, very thin. We're lucky if we could get, one season out of them. The ones.
Okay.
Okay. Irving Smith Scholarship, 1,000?
What is the Irving Smith Scholarship?
isn't that all part of the trustee of public funds and the Ralph Stafford Scholarship and the Irvings? They were Wallingford people that invested
Well,
for money when, you
the
know.
Stafford and Fernfield Farm are the only funds right now in the.
No,
the
it's all part of
trustees.
Irving Smith too. It's all,
Yeah.
they get funded every year for the scholarships that people ask
The
for.
last 50.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So is it a bunch of towns contribute money? Is it?
Oh, it's just the,
These
it's
are
just
Wallingford.
It's a Wallingford Scholarship.
These are
You don't remember Irving, do you? No.
Remember, this was you were on the group for last school year.
Oh, it's that scholarship.
Yes, it's that
There's-
scholarship.
What, it's listed as like 2 or 3 different individuals, but it's combined
Well, it
names.
depends on how many people ask.
No, but I
for
mean,
us.
I know it gets divided up, but the titles, there's like a
Yeah.
couple different people's names. all
Okay.
Yeah, they were all people that were, you know, prominent Wallingford people, like Irving Smith owned the store where the hair salon is,
Yes.
Ralph Stafford,
Okay.
he owned everything. And donated money to the town to be used for
Yeah.
scholarships, so I think
It was,
Oh, okay.
And we just uphold it.
28 years or something
Okay.
like that.
Yep.
so it's,
So I'm being ignorant on this. So we have a fund that's money that he donated and each year we allocate?
yeah, it's like the dividends or whatever, pay for
Okay.
Yes.
scholarships or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm wearing 2 hats here because I'm on the trustees of public funds. We make a decision around the staff, we review the Stafford and we review some trust that was Fernfield Farm. Irving Smith is not on that, and we're putting money in the town budget for it. Whereas if it were in the trustees, it would have its own fund and we'd be spending the interest.
So I actually clarified this, I'm looking through my emails.
Yeah.
I clarified with Julie last year about this time, because Irving Smith always confused me. I thought it came out of that revenue augmentation trust. I said, do we still need to budget 1,000 because the revenue augmentation trust is over or broken up? And she said, yes. And Julie said, voters established a scholarship years ago in Irving Smith's name So voters agreed years ago to put $1,000 in the budget every year for Irving Smith.
Okay.
That's what we do.
You're not the first
So
one to
that-
ask that question.
That's
either.
kind of separate from the trustees.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
I knew it was something we have to pay out every.
Right.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, okay. Arc Rutland area, $100?
What's ARC, do we know?
Association of
Developmental.
Advocacy
Disabled.
Resources Community.
Okay.
Preservation Trust of Vermont, 100?
Yep.
Now, the next one, this is Red Cross.
Yep. They didn't ask for it.
They didn't ask, so.
Nothing.
Nothing. Vermont Rural Fire Protection Task Force, 100.
Yeah.
Child First Advocacy Center, 100. Oh, did I skip one? Vermont Family Network, 100.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're on to Child First Advocacy Center, 100.
Yeah.
And let's see, Vermont Council on Rural Development, 100.
Yeah.
We've done the library, we've done Wallingford Rescue. The Nelson Tift Scholarship, 100.
They didn't,
Have
Or we not? We didn't
They
do
didn't
anything
request.
last year.
Nobody has.
Well, we are
applied
that.
for 2 years.
what's that?
Okay.
We are the Nelson Tift Scholarship.
Yeah.
We, the group, select board. Okay. But
So-
we've never had anybody apply for
So we
it.
haven't had anybody apply, so 0?
Yeah. I mean, it's a
But what
shame,
if
but.
they do? What if you get somebody this coming year that wants
So-
to apply for it?
Should we just put 100 on it? If we don't spend it, we don't
I
spend
don't
it?
Because
think,
it's
that-
supposed
we
to be
haven't
for law
advertised that it's
It
available.
does get advertised.
It does get out?
Yes, it does.
So do we put in 100, no one applies, so does that 100 stay there, and then next year it's two?
No, it just
No,
gets
just
rolled
goes
into the
rolled.
general
Yeah.
budget.
So we'll just put 100 down and it might not get spent.
Yeah, it's specific to people going into
Law enforcement.
Law
law enforcement or
Okay.
similar
Yes.
in honor of.
Okay,
Nelson.
gotcha.
Okay. Cornerstone Housing Partners, 100.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rutland County Restorative Justice, 100.
Yeah.
And now this one, do we put this on the ballot?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how much do we want to put towards this? They asked for 1,000. Do we want to
100.
do 100?
Well, if we're gonna give them the question, we should give them their request.
So say,
But then it's-
do we-
Put the $1,000.
But then it's up or down or 1,000, and I don't,
Yeah.
then they get voted up or down or 1,000, I don't think
It's
people
all,
will
it's gonna be up or down no matter what.
Is
But
it
the
not
amount's
gonna confuse
different.
people
There's-
more to put one question on the ballot for $100?
Right, because
Yeah.
then the ones that ask for over 1,000 would be like, well, why didn't you give me that opportunity?
See, anybody, they all have the opportunity to come down here and take out a petition and get it on the ballot themselves. So, and that's what when I send the email out to all these organizations reminding them, I remind them that at this meeting, the select board's gonna review your requests. They may accept, reject, or amend it. And I said, look for the minutes of the meeting in a few days so you can see what happens. Then you have a right to petition it onto the ballot for the full amount if you're not happy with the amount the select board gives you. So,
And you have no obligation
how do we wanna do
to
this?
kind of think maybe just go lowball, like 100 and not make a
Yes.
ballot item.
I'm
I
going
think
around
so,
begging
just
people to ask me for money.
Being equitable to all the other groups.
Right, it seems weird to say.
so
we're
maybe
gonna
we
give them
just go
1,000.
ahead and say
Give
100.
100,
I think just 100.
We'll just give them 100.
because
not
otherwise,
put it on
And
the
we
ballot.
won't
it's
put it
not
on the
worth the
ballot.
ballot.
There you go,
Space.
that's.
So you're giving them in the budget 100?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
And if they complain about it, then they can.
Yeah, then they
They can take that
can,
next
there we
year.
go. Exactly. Beers charitable requests. Phew, we are not done. Fiscal year 27 budget capital.
Capital.
Next year, we gotta divide this up different.
Next year what?
We have all the big ones, I feel like, the same one.
Well, it's because capital was carried over. It's
Oh,
usually
I-
not in this,
Oh, I know, but between the rec, charitable and the road.
Yes, okay.
Let's go.
So
So now-
capital is where I want to present.
Is this where you want to present yours is right now?
I think so, because it's not, it's really, I'm talking about highway budget, but I think it's under the auspices that we've been talking about capital.
Yes.
And so I don't know if this is the right way to do it, to do like a projection, but I'm gonna try it.
Do we want to talk about what's in front of us on the sheet
Yeah,
first, and then we'll do the...
sure, absolutely.
Okay, so the bridge reserve fund, has been 40,000. Are we good continuing that? Or is this part of your presentation?
It's not, well, we can talk about it, but yeah, I think we can continue that.
Okay, so we'll continue that. And we already have a figure in the building reserve fund. And then the highway reserve fund. But is that part of the
That's what I
presentation?
want to talk about.
So this is where we do it, right now.
Right,
We won't talk anymore about highway reserve fund because you've got a presentation for us.
okay.
Beautiful.
So I think you all have a spreadsheet in front of you. I think this came with a package.
Yep, they gave them, I gave everybody.
Do you want your...
This one.
No, I'll just sit over here.
So,
The audience.
and we talked about this at a prior meeting. We've got some big highway expenses coming up. We've got sand shed, we have got a dump truck, and we've got this backhoe loader we've been talking about that's already nearing its end of life. So 3 big expenses coming up. One thing that Sandy added to the packet was a little bit of research I did on what other towns give to their highway reserve fund. And I just went through like neighboring towns and looked at their annual reports if they're online. And if I could find a line item for highway reserve fund, I stuck it in there. And from that, you can see that we give less than any other town that I could come across. That,
Way less.
I don't remember the exact figures, I don't have it in front of me, but,
So this is 230. Luther 85, West Rutland 80, Danby 70, Ira 60, Wells 50, Pollock 50.
Middletown 40,
Have the links
Proctor
down.
30, and Wallingford 20.
yeah, so the upshot of that is that we are behind in what we've been contributing to our highway reserve fund. We're like way behind. So we've got these expenses coming up. We have not been saving for them. So it kind of puts us in a difficult position. And I will give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. So this is the spreadsheet. Hopefully you guys can see it. And the reason I'm projecting it is because there's formulas in here so we can play around with the numbers a little bit. What I've done here is taken the 11,000 that's in the highway budget now, that's our ending balance, projected new funding into the highway fund, that's this new funding line here. For this particular scenario, this is just like a scenario, I put it up to 100,000, it's 20,000 now, this is a big increase, to 80,000 increase. There's new debt here. This is assuming that we're going to build the sand jet this coming year, and I put in like getting a bank loan of 290,000. So our expenses are 350,000 for the sand shed. I think that's a decent estimate. It may be less, could be more, but I think that's probably a decent estimate. And then this number here is debt service on that loan. So under this scenario, we end up with almost 15,000 left in the highway fund. But we've done a big increase to our allocation for the highway fund. And then I project this out a few years. The next year, put another 10 grand in the highway fund. The next year, put another 10 grand, so we get up to 120 a year going into our highway fund. This second year, we've got this dump truck, $285,000 that we've already contracted to buy. We can take, the state offers vehicle loans at 2%. So really nice. The max is 150,000 though. You have to pay them back in 5 years. So pretty good source of funding, but it's a pretty quick turnaround on the loan. So to pay for this dump truck, again, I'm postulating we have more money in our highway fund. We take out another loan for 100 grand and take a vehicle loan out for 150. This is what the debt service is on those loans. Again, we end up with a little bit of a surplus there in the highway fund. Year 3, I put in $100,000 for a new backhoe loader or a used backhoe loader because I'm just assuming we're gonna need to replace that, and I put in $75,000 as another vehicle loan. Again, the debt service is for all this. So as you can see, we end each year with a little bit of a surplus in the highway fund.
Is that the ending balance?
The ending balance in the highway fund, yeah, that
Okay.
9,053. And then by the time we get to fiscal year 30, assuming there's no other big highway expenses, we start to accrue a positive balance. So this is one scenario. With this, we add $116,000 to the budget of fiscal year 27. The big ask. With figuring our grand list value and what we know now, it would add about $33 per 100K of property value. It's a pretty big increase.
Yes.
It's a lot to ask. The next year would be 16, and the next year 7. So the increase is front loaded. So one way to change, so that's just, it's something to think about. That's like these big expenses that are out there. One way that we could go about paying for it is this. There's another scenario for this. And this is not in front of you. I changed some of these numbers. What I thought about is like, okay, what if you had $40,000 somewhere? I'm thinking, I don't know if we can even do this, but the bridge fund allocation is 40 grand.
Yes.
If for 1 year we could divert that to the highway fund, so that instead of 11,000, we have 51,000 there. What that does, it reduces the amount we would have to ask to be added to the highway fund. In this scenario, we asked for $40,000 to be added rather than $80,000. And what that does is it just spreads the tax impact over a couple of years. So instead of having $33 added to the taxes, first year it's 22, and the next year is 24. So it sort of evens that out.
Yeah.
It's still an increase. It's still really the same amount of increase, but it just spreads it out a little bit. So that's one way to look at how to maybe make that a little more palatable. I'm going to do one more scenario here, just for illustration. Then I said, what if we really try to not increase the highway fund very much, just by 20,000 this first year, or 20,000 the next year? We'd have to borrow a lot more money to pay for that sand shed.
Yes.
So that's this scenario where we're not increasing our funding by that much, 40,000 1 year, 60,000, 80,000, 100,000. What happens is we get a lot more debt. We have to borrow a lot more money. The tax increase over the years is actually more. And when we get to fiscal year 30, we're in the red unless we borrow more money. So that's my argument for why we need to try to front load the money that we can raise for this, so we don't have to take in too much debt. So this is 3 options for funding: getting the sand shed next year, getting a dump truck the year after that, getting a backhoe loader the year after that. Each one is a big ask for our taxpayers. We have other options. You think outside the box. What if we don't do the sand shed? What if we put that off? What if we take away the structure that's there now so it's no longer dangerous, but we don't actually build something new and they just have the sand out in the open? It's not going to make anybody happy, but if you're thinking out of the box, that's one option. Yeah. But I think the message I'm getting when I look at this is we sort of neglected our obligations for funding this stuff for a few years. I don't know how long, but so we're a little bit behind now.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, and we need to sort of catch up. But it's, we've been going through this budget, every department just about is having increases.
Yeah.
And this would be a big increase for allocations for highway. So that's, I think we would have to sell that
Yes.
to the voters.
Is it possible for us to go with Glenn's second option of taking that bridge reserve fund for 1 year?
Yeah.
And would we have to put that in front of the voters to do that?
I don't think so. I mean, you just established a bridge fund to put money into a reserve bridge fund. You
Yes.
didn't say every year we're gonna put 40,000 or anything into it, so.
So what if we did that? I think option 2 is the one that cushions it the most for taxpayers while not neglecting the fact that we have to start budgeting for equipment that is going
Right.
to need repair
Right.
and need replacement.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been done. Has this ever been done?
No.
This has never been done before, so
No.
unfortunately it will sting, but I think option 2 is where it stings the least.
Yeah.
Can we sell it?
I hope so.
So one thing with, I put it out for 8 years because in that time frame, the vehicle loans start rolling off. So if you look at this as an 8-year projection, the surpluses in the highway fund start accumulating, and the last line down here, annual debt service, starts actually going down.
Yes.
So that's just, it's a big picture that might make it a little more palatable, hey, it's not just we're loading up a lot of debt, but we have a long-term plan to actually pay this stuff down.
Yes.
So, just,
Yes.
okay, but hold on, it's here. So what vehicles, so you have the loan for which ones?
We have the dump truck, it's actually over here. The dump truck is $285, and a backhoe loader, I just looked online and it looked like about $100,000.
So, just what the arguments would be, okay, so you're saying we'll have less debt there, but then when are we gonna have to start replacing the other trucks?
Well,
those other loans are gonna be on there too, so even though you're saying we'll be less, we're gonna have another loan in 5 years.
we might, and I don't know what the projections are for vehicle replacement. I know that obviously the pickup truck is just apparently, it can't even pass inspection out of it. And we bought that pickup truck, I think we only spent $10,000 on it.
10,000, yep.
On a used pickup truck, so it's not huge item that we need to get a loan out for. But to your point,
This is not
the used Volvo truck, how long is that going to last?
just trying to be prepared.
Is 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
GMP, V-Trans, they replace their big trucks like that
Right.
in 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, of course, but we just replaced the 2014 just last year,
Yeah.
so.
So we're already way behind. We don't have anything.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we just have to be careful what we are selling and promising if we know it's not accurate.
Well, I don't know,
Well, you know what I mean, it's,
Yeah.
we know there's gonna be
Right.
more, so we can't be saying, oh, we'll be out of debt at this point.
No, but the counter to that is that for the first time ever, we're gonna be putting in $100,000 more than we are now, which gives us an ending balance by fiscal
By
year
then.
34 of,
We'll need 3 trucks by then.
but what I'm
No.
saying is that we are finally putting money towards, so
I
the debt.
agree completely, I just
Less.
wanna be careful on the message and how we are selling it,
Right,
is what I'm trying to say.
Sell it.
right.
Is we just gotta be careful that we are not
Well, I think
over promising what this is gonna do.
I don't think this overpromises.
obviously, I don't have, for expenses, I
And we
don't have expenses past fiscal year 30
Yeah.
here. So they probably will, but we're also building, at that point, we're building up a surplus fund. So,
And we might decide, the taxpayers might come to that conclusion and say, we're not putting enough money in, why don't we put in an extra 10 for each year that comes? And they might not, but I'm just saying, I think you can only fortune tell so
Oh,
far.
no, I know, it's just, I just want to be cautious on
Yes.
that part of that message.
I agree.
Because then that is what they'll be like, no. No. Or they'll
I-
get mad the next year.
No, I agree.
Yeah, that was all, not this, nothing, it's great. Just, we
Yeah.
just have to be careful on it.
Yes. And Glenn, I just want to say thank you for doing this work.
Excellent.
Yes, it really, and it's something that we haven't had before, so, and it's something that the town will need.
Yeah. How are we gonna implement this?
Well, I think,
Yes.
do we need a special article to increase the funding to the highway fund? Do we need a special article to say we're gonna take out a loan for the sand shed? We don't have bids on a sand shed yet.
You'd need a special article to ask voters for the sand shed. The Highway Reserve Fund, you can put any amount in there.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, it just has, it's in the budget.
It's already established, the voters already approved establishing a reserve fund, they never approved a dollar amount each year to put in it, so
Yeah.
whatever you wanna put in it.
So, and sand shed, we had an estimate from Green Mountain Welding for just the building. It was like
Yes.
200 and something, 210 or something
Yeah.
like that. And then we need to get a foundation. And I
Which
think
is
Phil has
probably
told us,
next to
he thought a foundation would be 100 grand. So-
Yeah.
And then Phil recommended Whitetail Construction. They've done a building that seemed relatively cheap. I've exchanged emails with them. I want to call the guy again tomorrow, but he said they'd be willing to look at our RFP. I also talked to Bud Carpenter's, the Bud Carpenter Construction out in Castleton. They also said they'd send us the RFP. So we should be able to get a couple
Okay.
bids. I'm hoping we can come in under 350 for the whole thing.
Okay.
And the three of us looked at, had a conversation about the bond versus a bank loan,
Yes.
and then did some additional research on that, and
Yeah.
apparently, like is it under $1 million that most towns just go with a loan and not the bond? It doesn't make sense because we have to hire their approved attorney and do the audit, which can be $20,000, $30,000.
So it would make much more sense to go for a bank loan than for.
Yeah, actually,
So is that what the special article would be for? It would be for a bank loan?
Actually, I think just establishing a Wallingford capital plan. And this year, the amount we want to put in is $110,000 or whatever it was. Whatever you want to, but explain it, how this money's wisely spent.
Yeah, I think
But
it's just a matter of, do we say we want to establish a capital plan and here it is, or do we want to say we're going to borrow money for the sand shed? I don't know what the best way to do it.
If you want to put the sand shed in it, you can't really call it equipment.
I think they have to be separate. I think what you do is you do the special article for the sand shed, and then you go ahead and do this with the highway fund.
And Jill, I know you got a quote from Community Bank. I had 4.5% in here, for 4.9%, but I can change this. It doesn't change the numbers hugely.
One was for 10 years and one was for 5 years.
Five, yeah.
You
The other
guys
one.
sent you the emails, I don't
Yeah, I
have
gave them
them.
both.
Sorry.
They've got both on their table. The other one was, short amount for 5 years.
And we haven't heard back from the third one I asked, TD Bank.
Okay.
Okay. I only saw the one for Community Bank, I think.
There was
Yeah, it was on your,
community
it was on your
and
desk. Here it is, here it is. The other one was in the email, here, Glenn.
NCC was 5 years and community was 10, I think. I don't think we want to go 10 years.
5 years. 5 years is a lot. The payments are higher. It's nice they roll off our balance sheet quicker. I can put that in the model here too, to look at what a 4.5% 5-year loan term would look like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be somewhat painful no matter what, but I think that we've just put ourselves in a place where we got to do something.
So, shall we, thank you very much for the presentation. Shall we continue our conversation on capital 5716 Highway Reserve Fund? Are we gonna return to where we were?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
I should just stay out away from it.
No matter which way you go, I'm wondering if it's behind, it's on that back wall. Other towns, like Rutland Town does a pre-town meeting public hearing in late January. So that you don't just wait until the night before to get the information.
Oh.
Because depending on how all your decisions, you might want to do
So
that
maybe we do
here.
a special meeting on this.
Yeah, you still do your night before, but it might be a good idea to start rolling this information out earlier.
Yep. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Do it upstairs.
Yep.
Encourage people to come, yeah.
You could do it, I mean, it doesn't have to be the end of January, it could be early February, but
Yeah.
it can't, I think this is more than just the night before town.
Yes.
Voting on it. There's gonna be more.
I think explaining what's happening and what we have coming up, and just expenses within the next couple years, not even thinking about the equipment that we have on the road that's now gonna need replacement.
Yeah.
Right.
And bringing up the fact, if we can present, here's what the other towns put in for their highway fund, and here's what we've been doing.
I mean, you should do something very similar to that, what you just did upstairs on the big screen.
Yes.
So people see it.
Okay.
And include the slide on what other towns nearby are.
Yeah.
Yes.
putting their
Yeah.
Reserve
Yeah.
funds.
Because of what things cost.
Yeah, right. It's just reality.
Yes.
So the question, do we know the number of mileage of roads versus towns?
I have that data and spread, I'm all the same, the population and tax rates and everything like that, but yeah, I do have, I don't know how accurate they are, and it was not every town, but V-Trans does publish some of that.
Well, I was just kind of curious if it was broken down to cost per mile. Because because that might be easier,
Gotcha.
but, you know, because you could, if you see Shrewsbury does, 30,000 or whatever, but you don't realize how many miles of road?
Yeah,
Because like, you don't realize how many miles of road Wallingford has.
right.
Even the population.
Just an idea.
I mean, Shrewsbury is much smaller,
Yes.
and they put much more into their
Yeah.
reserve for highway.
No, I was trying
Ira
to,
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ira.
Ira, God. It's
I
like-
Yes.
was trying to put together some comparative stuff like on population, even like grand list value,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Because there's also a difference because how many of our roads are maintained by state versus
Right.
town versus the smaller towns. It changes it.
So now speaking of capital 5716, we need to put in a figure tonight, correct? Do we need to fill that figure this evening?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Well, at the next one though.
Okay,
Thank
so
Carolyn's gonna be mad because there's 3 things in the budget.
No, not the 3 things, but it's our longest, they're the more
so
ones that,
Prepared, it would be quick.
So, how do we want to do this evening? Do we want to go put that figure in, thinking that, do people like option 2 like I like option 2?
I like option 2.
Because that helps.
The more we can
because-
front load having some capital to spend on this, the less we're gonna have to borrow and the less we're gonna have to have in interest costs and stuff.
the only thing is if it gives the appearance we're taking it away from the bridge because everybody's mad that the bridge isn't fixed. That's the one thing that'll be harder to sell, is you're prioritizing this other stuff, even though it needs to be on this bridge that we've been working on for a long time,
Is that
that
what-
needs to get fixed.
Is the bridge fund specifically for the Creek Road Bridge?
He used to be, but
It
he's
used to
more
be.
general
And
now.
then we just created general.
Because that's another, well, it's another issue, but
Because
Yeah,
that's
that's a-
another issue, and it's even with the money that's being put into that fund,
Never gonna-
it never's gonna pay it.
yeah. I
Or
know.
even-
But we do, there is like maintenance, the VT Trans has, I don't know if it's VT Trans, but somebody has recommended maintenance of the Roaring Fork Bridge,
Okay.
which we could actually probably maybe do and actually extend the life of that one a little bit. I know Creek Road's like a, you know, that's,
Yes.
to replace that bridge has got to be
I
multi-million
have two
dollar
bridges
project.
on my road, on my dead end road.
Wait, that's just my one concern is if we say, because that's been a topic for so long, that's why we have a fund
Right.
for it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just thinking for 1 year.
No, I know, I'm just,
Yeah, it is a one-year thing.
just, you know, I'm trying to pre-think of the stuff, how we need to sell it, so that way people don't go down our whole budget.
Okay.
No, it's good.
No,
Because that's what could
Yes.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think those are really good things to bring up. And
So do we
I
want
think we need to
to,
be prepared to talk about it.
That's it, it's not the stuff that's wrong, we just need to be ready to.
Right.
This is the why, this
Yeah.
is how it will affect.
Yeah.
so my question is do we feel we're in a place to put a number in 5716 this evening? If we don't do it tonight, we have to do it next meeting.
Well, if you want to go with option 2, we can put in an increase of 40,000, so it goes up to, is that what I had on option 2?
It would be 60. When you showed it on the
It was
thing,
six,
it was 60
so an
because it
increase of
was,
40,000. Yeah,
Rip that man in and do it.
so we'll put in, and I want to make sure, because I want to get this right. For 5716, we're going to put in 60,000. Correct?
I think that's good.
Okay. We can always change it.
Yep, you can change it at the next meeting if you. And
But I
then
think-
5712,
What's that?
and then 5712 the bridge.
Do we put the 40 in with the possibility of being able to move it?
That's up to you folks.
What do we think? Where we leave the bridge reserve fund at the 40, knowing we're probably gonna use it towards highway.
Can we do it that way?
Can you say that again, Kathy?
That we leave the bridge fund at the 40, knowing that we're thinking about using it for the highway? Or do we have to move that
No,
amount?
the bridge fund can only be used for bridges.
So then do we put that at 0 and put 100,000 in highway reserve?
And if we could do that, that would be great. Right?
That would be the way to do it, right? Correct?
Yes, you can do that way if you want.
0 in the bridge reserve fund and 100,000 in highway.
If that's what the board wants.
If this works, eventually, we'd have plenty to put back into the bridge.
Well, I think that, I mean, the way this plan is
Oh,
set
yeah.
out is that this is a one-year change.
Yes, it's a 1-year change. And we would go right back for 27, 28 to put the 40,000 back in the bridge. This would only be a 1 year
Yeah.
to help cushion the
Remember
blow.
that.
What?
Let's see, you guys gotta remember that.
I think it's gonna be hard to forget. So, okay, I think we have figures for capital.
And then you'll have to decide
Thank you.
special articles at your next meeting.
Yes. Yes, we'll have to decide special articles for the next meeting. Okay, now we have our other item that we added, and I have to find out, here we go. So we are at, did we do enough discussion on 13 special town meeting article? We're gonna talk about this next meeting?
Yeah, we can discuss the,
correct?
I mean, I think you're favoring a bank loan over a bond.
Yes, I think we're favoring a bank loan over a bond, correct? For the
Yeah,
center?
so overall cost, they're probably similar, but there's so much less overhead with the bank loan. It's so much more flexible.
Okay,
So yeah, definitely.
okay. So I would say yes to special article and yes to bank loan.
Okay, and we'll just decide on the wording and the amount at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. And I will see if I can get some more estimates.
Glenn, thank you for everything. We wouldn't be at this point without this, so thank you.
Really?
We're now at 13A, Climate Action Office Pilot Program.
So in this is, Tom Ford is going to a meeting tomorrow to
Yes.
find out more about this.
Right.
He would like to apply for this.
Based on what he finds out tomorrow, yes.
But depending on what he does find out, he would like to pursue it, he would oversee it. And if he decides to do it after the meeting tomorrow, then the application has to be in by December 31st. And Tom will oversee this entire process, correct?
Right.
Okay.
And it's not at any cost to us.
I'm not aware of any, I'm gonna try to attend that same webinar tomorrow.
Okay.
So, I mean, that could be part of, if you decide by consensus to approve him applying for it, can be, as long as there's no cost to the town.
Right, as long as there's no cost to the town.
Do we need a motion?
Or if by consensus, if you all agree.
I think we should do it.
Yeah, it's just,
If Tom's willing to pursue it.
there's no downside at this point.
No, it's all dependent on cost.
Right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Great. Lovely. So I would say, our agenda is pretty well set. I don't think we need to add anything to agenda. Do we have, okay,
Go ahead.
you could go first.
Are you on to like select board?
I am.
This is just very quick, because Tom and I met when I was at the Energy Committee.
Okay.
He mentioned he didn't want to get any more refills on the oil burner.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
What's that?
So I don't think that's a good idea. I think they just come and top it off and it shouldn't be much, because we're using mostly the heat pumps, but
Because he wanted to be able to track how much, because like, we shouldn't really be using it at this point.
well, that's not true, because
Yeah.
this time of year, when it's this cold, we keep the thermostat on 60 because it does not warm up fast enough. It doesn't warm up without, when you get to a certain, like, below 0, 10
Yes.
degrees, 15 degrees, you kind of need that fuel oil to get the chill out, and then you can maintain the temperature with the heat pump the rest of the day.
Because what they want to do, and I don't want to get too much in detail, but they want to have this thing where the heat pumps would come on at like midnight on Sunday and have the place warmed up and just stay at a steady temperature until Friday and then roll off. So that the idea is, because with the heat pumps, you're absolutely right, it goes up and down like that, it can't really work that well. But his idea is to keep it at a steady temperature all week while people are here.
And I get his idea, and we will discuss it at the meeting on Wednesday, but Lawson's, when they put it in, suggested that the thermostat stay between 62 and 65 or so, and then the heat pumps. I don't know, I can't remember what we had a memo on that last year when they put it
Heat pumps
in.
don't work well under about 20 degrees or
Yeah,
so.
they're not overly.
Upstairs, keep that,
I mean, he's the expert on this. He has a whole chart of what he thinks the
Yes.
temperature should be set, at how long it should be set that way.
Yeah.
But the idea is basically keep it at a steady temperature for the whole week while people are here, then have it come down on the weekends and blah, blah, blah. So, and have different zones for upstairs and down. So I just wanted to pass that along.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
He thought that,
We'll talk about it Wednesday.
yeah. And was there anything else? Just bear with me 1 second. The awning on the compressor's got like water dripping on one of the compressors. Yeah, he said that they can just sort of monitor that he didn't seem to think it was urgent to like build an awning over it right away, so.
Okay.
Yeah, just monitor that.
Okay. So I think we are at a place where we can take a motion.
Yes, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. This meeting is adjourned.